If you don't know what's behind the letters LGBT, you are not alone. And also, things change over time. In fact, we now commonly use the letters LGBTQ, and some people even add additional letters on the end of that. So let's start with the basics. Sexual orientation refers to someone's sexual identity. Someone might be heterosexual or straight, meaning mostly attracted to the opposite sex. Homosexual means attracted to the same sex. Most people recognize that these identities occur on a spectrum, so that someone may even fall somewhere in between. L for lesbian refers to women who are mostly or completely attracted to other women. G for gay men refers to men who are mostly or completely attracted to other men. The B in LGBT refers to someone who is bisexual or attracted to both men and women. So far, so good. Here's a caveat though. People may have sexual behaviors that are different from their sexual orientation. Orientation refers to who someone is, their identity, how they understand themselves. But they may have sexual behaviors that are different than that. So straight men or women may have still had same-sex sexual experiences. With this understanding, let's tackle the T. T stands for transgender. So how can someone be transgender? First, we need to understand that someone's biologic sex of their reproductive organs exists separately from their understanding in their brain of their gender. For most children, sense of gender identity develops between ages 2 to 5. And for probably 99% of the population, one's gender identity matches one's biologic sex. But for some people, those things don't match. And this discrepancy can create distress, or what we call gender dysphoria. Again, similar to orientation, it's understood that gender can also exist along a spectrum. The Q refers to questioning or queer, referring to people that don't feel they fit into the other categories. While a transgender identity is different than sexual orientation, we commonly group these people together because of shared experiences of stigma and discrimination. Health and mental health disparities exist between LGBT populations and straight, non-transgender populations. Around 40% of transgender people have attempted suicide at some point. Living in families and societies that reject LGBTQ people has harmful effects for health and mental health. How can we support LGBTQ people? First, if you are a parent of a child who is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, it is very important for you to know that your acceptance or rejection of them has long-term health and mental health consequences. You can educate yourself and you can seek support through groups like PFLAG or Transparent. You should avoid shaming your child either directly or indirectly by not allowing them to associate with LGBT friends. If you're having trouble with acceptance and find yourself overwhelmed by emotion, that's understandable. It can take people a while to adjust to this news, but it is important that you try to not show your distress openly to your child. Although it's really hard for you, imagine how hard it is for them to know that because of who they are, they've made you upset. Don't let other people demean your child. Have a zero-tolerance policy for name-calling or other abusive behavior. If you are not the parent of an LGBT child, you can set an example for your children in the way you speak about others and the way you treat other people. The Family Resource Center at St. Louis Children's Hospital can be a great place to learn more, and your pediatrician can also be a great resource. In the Adolescent Center at St. Louis Children's Hospital, we see patients from ages 13 to 21 if you have further questions or concerns.